to my channel. I'm Liam. Round 19 is going to go ahead. A lot of fixture shuffling, a lot of games at Marvel. Um, so my final two trades are going to be completed in this round. Will leave me with nothing for 4 rounds, holding on with slight bench cover. I've got one in each position. So my final two trades for this year, Dusty has to go out for the rest of the season. Pretty obvious. I had two choices this week. It was either Dusty to Zorko with my 180k and save a trade for an injury as such. But I thought I still have Nick Haynes in my side. Why not? Let's get rid of him as well. I had the option if I did go Dusty to a play around his price. I could utilise that 180k on Nick Haynes for a premium mid, finally pushing Laird up into the defence. So I've decided on that move. I feel like it's not gonna. I feel like upgraded mid over Haynes gives me probably an extra 50 points. So that's my reasoning for that. And so I've gone Dusty to Matty Kennedy at the same price. He's gone 3 tons in his last 5, averaging 90 odd in his last 5 as well. He's probably the best player around Martin of my liking. I had a choice between him. Taron Thomas has hit a little bit of form, but I've got too many North players on my side. I don't have any Carlton players, so that's another half a reason I brought him in. I could have gone Hawkins, but Hawkins didn't allow me to get Tommy Mitchell, who's just had a hot streak in the last 5. Not as good as some other, the Walshes and the Steels, but he's someone that be nice to have on my side for the rest of the year. Gives me another captain option. So that's my trades for this week. Reasoning for no Zorko. I feel like Kennedy can get within 5 to 10, and plus, the main reason was to bring Titch in. No trades. We'll have Bianco and Durham covering the mid and defence regions. Highmore, if he comes back in a couple of weeks, it might help me at the back end. Reeves will cover Grundy and Gawn, and Brockman will cover my forward line. If GOS get more injuries, Briggs might also be handy cover in the forward line for the last 4 weeks. It is nervous times, but I feel like a lot of teams are finishing early. Probably smart is probably to have a trade or two in hand with the amount of late out / 14-day quarantine player periods, but I feel like it's just risk it for the biscuit. If I can get probably 2 weeks with the Haynes to Mitchell trade, that's probably benefiting me 100 points, which I could cover with my rookies if an injured premium goes down. And it's not like you're losing 50 points because teams around you are also losing 50 if that same player goes down. If one of your pods goes down, it's a different story, but just have to hope. It's the luck of SuperCoach. So it's not the best that it all comes down to luck. SuperCoach does involve a bit of skill, but these last 4 rounds are a lot more luck than skill. But we'll just have to wait and see. I feel like I'm pretty happy with my final team. Negatives, probably Taranto and Crouch would like to be a Steele, Parish type, but you can't have everyone. My defence is pretty solid. The Mills out actually helped me last week. He's probably the only one I'd probably want But I wouldn't want to probably switch any of these. Probably Whitfield or Salem to Mills. Just is probably where I would go. I'm happy with Shortridge, Short and Laird. In the forward line, I feel like it's a pretty solid forward line. Dangerfield, the only one I'm missing is Zorko. De Goey's, I feel like going to be a top six. Aaron Hall and Zeeble. Zeeble's everyone's got from day dot. Hall, I feel like he's another top four. Shea Bolton, he had a few off weeks, but I feel like he's still a top 8 forward. And I feel like Kennedy could match it with the top 8 forwards as well. So maybe probably 100 to 150 points down. Probably the midfield is where it's lacking a bit. But I'm pretty happy with my final team and have a bit of cover as well if stuff go down. And plus a few loophole opportunities and flexibility with Sharp. Yes, maybe I over-exaggerated that, but Sharp can move around. Laird can move into the midfield. The one thing I'm probably missing is a forward mid-link, but can't have everything. So that's my team. With regards to captain choices this week, it's a tough little one for me considering a lot of my captain options play late in the week. Grundy, I've had the choice of probably Grundy or Hall as my VC because I probably have to use Sharp or Newcomb as my loophole. Or I could use Briggs as well. That's another opportunity, but I feel like Grundy will probably should bounce back. He's playing Lysette, who seems to give up a little bit to Ruckman. Port have been a bit stingy with giving up scores. They weren't last week, but in previous weeks they have been. Collingwood love possession football, so maybe that will disrupt the Port lineup. But I'm just waffling about that. But at the moment, it'll be Grundy into McRae at the moment against Melbourne. He went 140 against them last time. There's going to be no tag. Titch went 170 last week against Melbourne. And I feel like he's a safer pick over Bontempelli. Bontempelli could go 160, but he's been struggling as of late. And just someone that I don't want to captain for this week because he's stuffed me over 3 weeks in a row and I don't want it to be 4. But other options, Jack Steele's a lovely VC opportunity against West Coast. West Coast give up stacks to mids. Any of the Brisbane guys, Lions or Neil Zorko's a solid opportunity against Gold Coast. Took Miller. Be wary they're possibly getting a tag, but he's been very consistent as of late. As other VC options, captain options for this week, as I said, McRae against Melbourne. Melbourne seem to be giving up a lot. Titch against Adelaide's a solid pick. Parrish against GOS. There's so many paths you could go. My top 3 for this week are probably for captain / VC. I feel like Steele against West Coast is probably top pick. Miss Walsh. Sorry, Walsh is probably the number 1 VC option. Into Steele is probably where most teams are going. I can't believe I missed that. I'm just too down and missing out on him for the last few weeks. Yeah, so Walsh into Steele would be optimum. Other options for VC, Grundy, Hall, and the Brisbane and Took. And the captain options, top 3, I would go Steele, McRae, Titch. With a roughie on Dangerfield against the Tigers this week, I think he could go mental against them. So that's my preview of round 19. I might do some short previews for the rest the rest of the season. I won't be doing any trades as such, but I might possibly discuss teams, maybe discuss loopholes and captain options for those rounds. So till Sunday evening or Monday, hopefully it's a good weekend for footy, and I'll catch you then for a review of round 19.